And the button has been depressed.
I had to change my tweet.
Let's get spam out a minute early. Since we're the only ones streaming today, at least now. There's nobody else streaming.
It's typical, man. Typical.
That usually does somebody else.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, what are we going to do around here today?
Same thing we do every day, Jack. Misinterpret the news.
Save the Grill was, but he's on some titty game.
Bridget Royal. Yeah, there was a couple people earlier. But here we go. Quiet on the set for the return.
Rolling.
Zoom Room video sponsored by the BMC.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Coming to you live from Deltona, Florida. 6 years plus and still running. Who'd have ever thought they'd last this long? Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Two
Thank
Idiots.
you, Bridget Royal.
What we're doing. And Bridget Royal is getting a game key from Laz.
That's right. Getting us started here on Thursday. I know everybody's been itching to get back here and hear some news because we've been gone for 5 days, and they're all bored because they have nothing better to do.
Laz still doesn't have a driver's license.
And again, I won't. Just because I passed classes does not mean I went and got a license.
Not yet. It's one step of the multi-step process.
One step. One small step for Laz. One giant scary step for the rest of the world. That's right.
As long as you're not... And Bridget Royal subscribed.
That's going to kick us off with some marbles.
Oh, man.
Bridget Royal's got himself a copy of Space Rangers HD, A War Apart, for his 300 bits, and
I will say the game that I'm giving
for
away
his 300 bits,
includes the word
War
Massacre.
What was that? I had a little echo there.
I said that the next game key that I'm giving away includes the word Massacre.
Massacre.
Which I guess means that I really need to make my mouse's way over here.
And he wants us to pin it.
Open a giveaway. There you go. Giveaway is open. And Sagewise, thank you for those thingies that you did. The clap, 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 clap. We are bringing up the Raging Pen, which is track number 12 now.
Yes, I don't understand how they do that. You know, I thought they were adding everything to the
Why?
end.
Yeah, well, they just want to confuse
Yeah,
everybody
you
that
want to
agrees
confuse
to it.
everybody. And I
So
guess, yes,
let
I
me
guess we
know
should
when
open
you've
up
got it
that
loaded.
giveaway. It is up. It is loaded. We are ready to click start.
We are clicking start in 3, 2, 1, start. And
So
that
is
gives me some
Tina
time
out there
to
yet?
check some web messages.
Let me get in on Jack's side to make sure I slim down those chances of winning for everybody.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Got to make sure
Got it.
we're on both sides. Yeah.
That's right.
Twitch.tv/Synesist and Twitch.tv/NBNN News.
Make sure
Double
you
your
type
chances.
exclamation I love free shit. I'll be doing a giveaway right after this race, and exclamation play with the marble number if you want a special marble, because we have all sorts of marbles for you to choose from.
I know. You gotta love the moldy cheeseburger
The moldy
marble that I have
cheeseburger.
on
I,
mine.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know if that really compares to the veiny ball, though. You know, the veiny
Well,
ball.
the veiny ball and the moldy cheeseburger are my favorites. So the real question is, I really need to get the flame emoji or the flame special effects on mine, so that way I've got a flaming
Flaming
veiny
moldy
ball.
cheeseburger. Oh, flaming veiny balls. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did you catch, and where did you catch it? And it's on fire like that. I tell you what.
Well, I don't know. Maybe when people were breaking my bed, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
But oh, did I tell you what the so I did do warranty work for my existing bed frame, but they are out of the parts and don't know when they'll be in stock. So I just
Uh-huh.
had to order a new bed frame, and I'm gonna get a prorated refund on my existing bed.
Nice. And the new one
The
holds up to how many pounds?
4,400 pounds.
Botox ejected.
So
4,000 pounds. Sage Rise ejected.
yes.
I
So
I could make some really bad jokes about that weight limit, but I'm going
oh,
to keep them to
Thrady was
myself.
ejected. Laz was pushed back. Sagewise was ejected. The only two people left on my side are Laz and myself. So
Synesist
nobody's
and
getting any scrolls
myself
today.
are first and second, with the rest of the
Yeah.
pack, Bad Fast, Bridge Roll, and Thradia following behind. Let's see if they can catch up as we head towards the pin.
Oh, I was ejected. Only one left in
Woohoo!
the map is Laz on my stream. And you're
And
making your way down
Bedfast
to the
gets
pin.
ejected. And then there were four, with Thradia bringing up the rear, or
Yeah,
putting up the
so
rear.
the party that I had a couple of weeks ago, at one point in time, there was 8 people in my bed. The I was not one of the 8,
You were
and
holding the
the
camera, of
bed
course.
finally collapsed when there were 6 people on my bed, and I was also not a participant there either. I I I
Somebody's
don't
got
think
to hold
they
the
got the
camera.
memo that they're supposed to be like, for that kind of fun, that level, those levels of fun, the host is supposed to be invited and the center of
And
attention.
Synesys gets the drop through first.
And it looks like
And the win.
Laz won on my stream, so everybody gets to send me your scrolls.
That's
All
right.
of them.
Twice.
I know. Twice.
Because
All
you
your
won on
scrolls
this
twice.
side.
Yes.
There's Tina. So
And it
Tina,
is,
I've got a question for you. Your experience with Amazon instances going poof. Did they just go because they went, or was there a reason behind it? And you can either send that to us in Discord, or you can tell us that publicly
yes.
in chat before we get to that topic here in the Tweetiverse today. But meanwhile, make sure you're raffled up. I'm going to wait for these other people to get here, and we'll wait for Tina's answer real quick before we pull the first giveaway of the day. And Thradia actually beats me. I'm still circling that friggin' pin up there.
Yeah.
And Tina says, no idea. It just happened. Yeah.
Well, I
But I,
mean, the no idea. I mean, he may not have that level of access into the AWS instance.
yeah, but interestingly enough, we'll talk about that just a little bit here
Yeah.
in a minute. But finally, I'm making it through the end here. There we go, Synesis with the win. So I am going to go ahead and pull the giveaway. Let's see who our first wiener is. And that's going to be SageWise. SageWise is going to get himself a copy of. Let's see what he's got a copy of. He's going to get himself a copy of Lovely Planet. Hope you don't have that. If you do, shout it out real quick. Hey, what?
Well, that's a text message that I received from somebody that
Oh,
just wants to hear, "Hey."
I thought it sounded like Tradia in the background there, so I
No.
thought she might have been yelling at one of her ferrets or something. But SageWise is the winner, so let's get that key out to SageWise. Congratulations. And we are going to reset and open up another giveaway as we get SageWise his winnings.
Oh, yes.
There you go. Congratulations to you. Enjoy. And again, exclamation, I love free shit, just like Econdas getting in on that. You're quite welcome, SageWise. Of course, thank you. And of course, all of you for joining us here when we do live news, because it's thanks to viewers like you that keep us here day in and day out, week in and week out, year in and year out.
Something like that.
Something
The
like
more
that.
bits, the more subscriptions. It makes
So
everything go round.
I guess we're going to go back to the 18th.
The 18th on the Twitterverse.
And we're going to the first post. It's the oh good post, I guess.
Good. Amazon just retired our web server instance with zero freaking warning, working on getting things back.
Now, this happened on the 18th, which was
Yes.
over the weekend. It was on Sunday. I think we actually covered. No, we couldn't have covered this earlier this week because we haven't been here all week. That's right.
So, there's several different things that could potentially happen
let's continue first before we go there.
Okay. The next 18th post is Amazon web server died with zero warning.
Well,
Normally, we could redeploy.
Okay.
Huh?
Actually, that isn't. There should be another one in between those two posts, but
There is, but the line that says that is next to part of a thread.
oh,
So that would be the next post after the Amazon web server. Normally, we could redeploy with single button, but we're in the middle of migrating to a new OS deployment for web server. Game is up, but no new logins for 60 to 90 minutes. Sorry for the inconvenience and it dying right after a new patch was deployed.
okay, yeah, never mind.
Is historically bad timing. Again, sorry for the Sunday inconvenience, but we're working on it and should have it back shortly. Now,
I'm curious about migrating to a new OS deployment for the web server. First off,
yeah,
is what is that? I mean, are we switching over to a new version of Linux? Are they switching over to a new OS completely? What does that actually mean for those who are not in the know? We don't know. It was just a new OS deployment. So most likely a Linux update. Switching on over as Jack checks work.
Yep, yep. But let's go over like Amazon generally doesn't just shut things down without warning. They generally email. The problem is that some of that stuff would be going to Portalarium email
Portalarium?
address, and the person that was responsible for doing that was primarily the chief operating officer, which was Dallas Snell, who hasn't been with the company for 3 years. So we do not have any real insight. So this is purely conjecture on my part.
Purely
conjecture. So Amazon saying that we're shutting down your servers due to possibly non-payment because a credit card on file expired.
Possibly. Red
But
Dragon.
that email would have gone to something that is no longer available. So no email.
Thank you for the sub.
Received.
What track would you like us to go to? Red Dragon 7.
Yes.
He's currently subscribed for 3 months on a 1-month streak.
Congratulations, Red Dragon 7.
It was shut down because hardware was found to be failing. That's really hard to do, and it's a virtual environment, dude. And if it was Amazon's hardware, then they should have just moved the instances over to some working virtual machines.
To a different machine.
Yeah. Red Dragon says, no marbles, please. Marbles. Party pooper. That's all right. It's okay.
But that's I mean, right. That is also another possibility. There are lots of possibilities.
Well, again, the web server OS change, again, doesn't really tell us much either. Again, very ambiguous information there. It doesn't really say, hey, we were changing over to this to that, so on and so forth, and this is what happened. But let's update what's been going on for the last couple of days in the Twitterverse while we're here. On Monday.
Now, it is possible to upgrade the OS on an EC2 Windows instance. So it is possible to actually upgrade that engine. So now on the 19th, also on the 18th, okay, the web servers are back up. Sorry about that. Murphy's Law strikes again, but all is good again. You'll probably get an EULA message again. Due to some security cert stuff we're working through, but otherwise all good.
Didn't ever see one. Anybody else see one? I know I didn't.
Laz, tell us who Sarah Walton is. Who is Sarah Walton?
I don't know. Who is Sarah Walton?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Google search Sarah Walton? Let's see.
Business women or business mentor for women entrepreneurs.
Chemical and biomedical engineer.
Yeah, there's lots of Sarah Waltons.
Under the you might like. You might like what? You really lost me there, Red Dragon.
oh. On the right-hand side on your screen, you might like. On your Twitter page.
He wants to know who Sarah Walton is. She's a Christ follower, wife to Warlord Walton 4J.
Yeah. No.
Mom of 4, author of Hope When It Hurts. I don't know who Sarah Walton is. Let's look up her profile.
Yeah, no, you don't want to probably.
Well, here it is. He wants to know. Yeah, I don't know why I might like her. She's married with 4 kids. Definitely not interested in that. That's for sure.
Which part, the married or the 4 kids, are you not interested in?
The 4 kids, married
Oh,
women
okay.
were always great because you could always just send them back home to their husband. So that's yeah. Well, why do they? They do this. Jamie May music sold at Pops. I have no idea, and you know, they send me all sorts of stuff. I get all sorts of crazy political stuff. Even though I am not registered with any political party, I get stuff from this party, that party, the other party, stuff that's just crazy. Um, you know, yeah, I get all sorts of weird stuff. Of course, I do have an eclectic set of things that I like to follow. So maybe there's something that I follow that's similar. Must be those romance novels. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, Twitter just they do some weird stuff. Yeah, it's like Facebook. People you might be friends with. Well, yeah, more likely than not, I am friends with them, but I just don't want them on my Facebook page because I don't want to deal with their bullshit. That was always one of my favorites. You might know. No, I know who that is, and I don't want to be their friend on Facebook. I absolutely know who that is. But anyway, moving right along on the Tweeterverse. On the 19th,
On
should
the
I read it?
19th, double XP has been turned off.
Finally. If you didn't get your fill of double XPs, you're going to have to wait till Labor Day.
Next week.
Just a couple weeks away.
Yeah, something like that. On the 21st, a small patch was released this morning to take care of some security certificate issues. Again, should be all good now. And we now have a permanent solution in place.
Chris's credit card's on file.
Chris's credit card's on file. Yes. Yeah.
Actually, that's not quite true here in Florida, Tina. See, Florida, as many other states, has some really screwed up voter laws. And one of those laws on the books is if you're not registered with a party, you can't vote in any of the primaries. So when there's a Republican primary, you can't vote in a Republican primary. And when there's a Democratic primary, you can't vote. And if you're registered as one or the other, you can only vote in the party's primary that you were in. Other states, doesn't matter what you're registered as, you can vote in all primaries. So all we can do is vote in general elections down here, which again is, I think, bullshit. Just because I have no affiliation doesn't mean I don't have a fucking opinion, But anyway, yeah, probably because
that's another way that the system reinforces the concept of the two-party system by preventing easy access for other parties.
Well, yeah,
because you're registered as one or the other, and so it's essentially saying all the other parties don't exist. But during the general election, you may end up with like Green Party, Independents, or whatever. But yes, it is part of the two-party indoctrination within the US system.
Just out of curiosity, when you have primaries there in Texas, are you restricted to voting in either the primary you're registered in, or can you vote in any primary?
So both are on the same ballot.
Really?
So, yeah.
So you only have one primary to begin with. Yeah. You don't have a Democrat primary. You don't have a Republican primary. You just have primaries, and here are your candidates.
And
absolutely.
When they also removed the concept of straight party voting in Texas as well.
What did they give you? That choose 5 thing?
Well, no, it's not the New York choose your order of preference.
Yeah, which is bullshit also.
It well, mathematically, it's actually better, but it is one where you are still going with so before you'd be able to like say, hey, in all these positions, I just want to vote for Republican or Democrat. You can't do that in Texas anymore. You have
So
to actually
you
you
can't
have to
just
go
hit a
through and
single
choose
button
every
and
single one.
right.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can't just use a single button that
button
says
to yeah,
everybody's
and be done.
Republican. Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. I got you. Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. Yeah, it was again. I voted for both parties at different times, and again, it really depends on the message and what I think of said candidate. But that's neither here nor there.
Well,
But let's not
I'm
get too
also
deep into politics.
I'm also like anti-incumbent
Um,
because
Term limits, absolutely. I don't know
yeah.
about anti-incumbent, but definitely
Well,
term limits. Yeah,
generally, it's like that's because how many of them really do the work that they said that they were going to do.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
yeah. Ranked choices in New York. We that's not in Texas or Florida. So whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. But Econdis had the stream on mute because we are done talking about the Tweeterverse. Let's go back to some Shroud news.
Let's go
Do
back to
we
some Shroud news. Yes, absolutely.
are we going to talk about some time control? Because
Um,
we did get messages about that.
yes, and we're going to talk about that briefly today because we're going to show that tomorrow. But let's just talk about that briefly today with this topic, and another topic that is related to this. And then tomorrow we will go into the thread that Time Lord posts on the third post, and we will actually go visit Time Lord, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that. But let's go over
Yes.
to the time controlling POT deco thread.
Yes. In this tweet, Chris said that he might have a time controlling pot deco in the next patch. Did this make it in? Also, whatever happened to the weather control
The
POT
weather
deco?
control deco that we were promised. That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Um
Actually, not quite so. Oops, but we'll get to that in a minute.
yeah, and Warrior P Patrick doesn't have Jack the Lamplighter in his town, so he wants his pot lights coming on at dusk and would be wonderful, and they don't need a walking mesh. Or maybe conversationalists could have a routine based on a to do also. Oh, 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 oh. And one more thing. How about a herd of cats or rabbits or cows running through town at 5 p.m. every day?
I like that idea. A daily stampede. You know, that you ring the
Um,
dinner bell, and all of a sudden, a herd of cats or cows or whatever it is comes running for the dinner bell, maybe, or
yeah.
maybe you can define using a certain, say, road piece. If you place the piece of road, they'll follow that road until it ends from start to finish. It's a
Yes.
clouder of cats, not a herd. Hey, go get them, Tradia. Is that what it's
A
called?
clouder of cats? I've never heard that.
Yeah, I've never heard that either.
I do know it's a murder of crows, though.
Yes, that much we know. Absolutely.
Yes. We need more murders of crows.
Yeah, I remember that. What's his name?
Why can't
Real,
you hear Tina?
real does. I don't know. Turn your volume up.
Yeah. I
Unmute things.
or just join us in Discord, Tina.
Yeah. Well, turn on the
Yeah.
radio. One of the two.
Yeah.
Well, he can't hear us telling him all that. Yeah.
That's why I bang Discord.
Oh, okay. There you go. Bang Discord.
Yeah, bang Discord. Yeah. Uh, well, no, Thradia said Clouder. Although she didn't say it out loud, she typed it. But yes, and Fiero is still waiting for that pot weather control, and with the time controlling deco, it would be early morning with fog at Dark Bayou all the time.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and Time Lord's like, I do think they are working on something, but possibly not quite there yet. Wouldn't want any bugs or any conflicts with other
No.
parts of our program.
Never
I'm
want
not
anything
saying
like
I've
that.
seen it. I'm also not saying I've not seen it, but I have seen storm-like effects without clouds, nor wind, nor rain, yet do or can changing time. The
But
following things are currently on display inside the time tunnel for fear of their highly experimental natures would explode the world.
and we will explore this thread tomorrow when we go
Yes,
visit the time
yes,
tunnel.
yeah. So we will not spoil you with opening that link.
And then
And
more
Elgarian's
great
like,
news.
there were 2 given out by Chris for testing as prototypes. The visuals likely will change from what those look like and will likely be on the store for release 93. The weather machines were added to the store already, but don't become available until July 23rd.
That's right. Starting tomorrow, you should be able to buy those weather machines right here inside Shroud Avatar to change your daily weather.
Unfortunately, the weather controlling, according to Aragorn, would just make the weather clear. He'll make more weather types shortly. Just want to get clear feedback on the clear weather one first.
Smart. Smart.
Yes. I see. I would have just put all that stuff on QA and let people play around with it.
You would think. You would think that because we have a quality assurance shard server, whatever you want to call it, that we would put them all out there for testing.
But no,
But no.
testing in production.
But no.
It's okay. I test things in production all the time.
Yeah, Cena says none of that stuff will help because his phone sucks there. So that's what you get for going with a Google phone.
Wait, I have a Google phone.
I know.
It works great, man.
Yeah, but you're not listening to our show on it.
Well, Fionwin's like, what's testing?
Yeah, that's right. What's testing? Scratch, scratch, scratch. But yes, and then Time Lord and everybody else have a couple more comments on this as to what the weather and time producing stuff will be. But again, starting tomorrow, you will be able to get your hands on the Clear Skies Always in your town for POT owners. So look for that in the store tomorrow. To see if you want just your weather to always be nice and clear, like it looks like it's here in Owl's Head. You know, today is a nice, beautiful, clear day.
So since there is lots of discussion about that little bit of foggy thing, let's run over to the outhouses real quick. Because don't forget, in the add-on store, what is the little?
There is no fog.
Colored fog. Yes, there is. There's a red fog.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on my screen, so
that's because your visuals are turned to non-existent.
I don't know. Are they?
There's a red fog emanating out of.
Let's see. Visuals, video. Let's just go up to good real quick and see if that changes.
Yeah. But yes, it would be nice to have like something like that.
Watch me crash.
POT wide.
Watch me crash it. Because it's taking its own sweet time. Let's see if we can see red fog there now. Yes, we can see red fog in that one.
Yes.
It's really not really foggy, just there it is. As you move away from it, when you're closer to it, you don't see it. You
Well,
have to move away
that's
from it.
because you've got your light source.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, my light
Your
source,
light
yeah.
source cancels out.
Gotcha. And you see
Because
that as I run up on it. You'll see the light change that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But
And
yes,
of course, you
that
gotta
is there.
watch that toxic fog in there because somebody went in there. Who was that again? As
Crafty method.
Crafty Method. That's right. But for those of you who haven't been around long enough, yeah, is Crafty Method used to make his entrance every day right from the bathrooms.
When it was like right behind us on the set.
Yes.
I think he was just logging out in the bathroom in the outhouse before the show.
He would either do that or he would get here ahead of us and go hide in the bathrooms until we came
Yeah.
on. Is what he would. He would
And then
actually
just,
go
like,
out of his way to
come
do
out
it. But
in
a
the middle of the
lot
show.
of times he was just logging off in the bathroom. That's right.
Yeah. Which was pretty funny. I mean, that we do need to check up on Led Zepp as well as Goldfield.
Biff.
Spiff, Guardian Spiff.
Yeah,
Make sure that they're doing
actually,
okay.
we don't have good feelings on Spiff because he came up in a guild meeting a little over a month ago, and everybody, a couple people, I should say, were nominated to reach out to any contacts that we happen to have on him, and he's got no phone connected, no email response, hasn't been in game forever, and we will truly know, of course, when his lot finally fails on in Goldfield, which probably be in about another 2 months, from what I recall. So, unfortunately, we don't think we have good news.
Issues. Yeah.
Yes, he had kidney issues. He was on dialysis and all that, but
and that's why he would miss every Wednesday.
Until we actually see that lot fall, we're not going to speculate on that. But when the lot finally falls, I think we could officially make that call. But until then, not gonna do it.
And hopefully someone is able to get a hold of a contact, figure out what's going on with him.
But
yeah.
Next topic.
Puzzles.
Puzzles. How many puzzles have you actually completed by yourself in this game?
Without walkthroughs?
By yourself, yes. Without walkthroughs, without somebody without somebody leading you by the hand, showing you how to set the things up, or telling you what order certain things should go are.
I'm gonna go with 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think someone has, and it's primarily like information that was told by a developer on how to solve it. A lot of it wasn't player contrived, I should say. Most of it was all developers saying,
and I'm gonna just
do this in order
comment
to
on this here. We did have the sub by Red Dragon, which would have triggered a game of marbles, which would have also triggered a giveaway. So at the end of the show, I will do a double giveaway to make up for the giveaway we did not do at the marbles game from Red Dragon. So just make sure that you are raffled up. There will be a double giveaway at the end of the show just for that.
Like all the puzzles related to the Shroud, I think people were like, just do this.
Bridge Troll just put it in a nutshell, but
I did the barrier at the Colossus myself the first time. I look it up now.
That was Tina, not Bridge Troll.
Oh, sorry. Bridge Troll was like, rewards in this game are poop. And the puzzles have no clues.
That's right. So Lilith Ann has this to say.
Yeah. The game is full of puzzles and mysteries to solve. It's fun to explore and hunt for clues, but many times it takes a lot of time to find those clues and solve the mystery. I think the payoff is not worth the time and effort invested.
Amen to that.
Yesterday, I entered the Drockvald Spur North and found the door of an abandoned mine. I spent half an afternoon looking everywhere for the key, but couldn't find it. Today, I have returned to look for the key without result. I thought maybe Drockvald Spur South was related to the key to the mine, but so I went inside. The South does not appear to be related to the key, but there I found another mystery. On the horizon, I've seen a temple on top of a mountain. I've reached it, and a ghost has given me 5 tribute roses. I spent over 2 hours looking for where to put those roses, and the reward has been 58 gold coins, some arrows, and a couple of repair kits, and a few gem shards. I have obtained the same type of reward in all the puzzles and mysteries that I have managed to solve. And some of them you can also get a buff, but it does not always benefit the specific character.
Should be a choice.
Yeah, it is not easy to solve the puzzles, and sometimes they are abandoned by the frustration of not finding the clues. And if you finally manage to solve them, you find a disappointing reward. No clue where the key is. Yes. However, we could find lots of artifacts just by breaking some boxes or opening some sacks. It does not seem coherent to me that the effort of solving a puzzle obtains such a ridiculous reward compared to what you can obtain by breaking a box at the door of a bank in any city. Please make the time and effort invested in the puzzles to get a more attractive reward. By the way, will it be worth looking for the key to the abandoned mine in the North Drockvald Spur North?
And the answer to that is, because I couldn't tell you, but alley-oop to the rescue.
A small cave with a few giant mushrooms, some emeralds to mine, and a chest that was a mimic 3 of 3 scene loads, so is probably always one. So is that what's behind the door? Or is that the answer to where the key is located?
It's a good question.
Yeah. And Alzy's like, heck, I give better loot for solving my dungeon adventure. Lilith, I found the key thanks to the clues on the forum. A mushroom also gave me a seat mushroom, which are
mushroom
cool
seeds. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that was the key to where the key was located, was the small cave with a few giant mushrooms, some emeralds, and a chest that was a mimic. So the key was probably on a mushroom?
Possibly. Yeah. Possibly not. Maybe it was one of the other 3. Maybe it was a chest that was a mimic. Or maybe it was some emeralds mining. I don't know. Truthfully, many of the puzzles that I've encountered here got me to the point where I just immediately went and looked up something because, I was not about to spend the time or frustration. Especially the one that Tina mentions, the one with the barrier, where you got to light the candles in a specific order in order to bring down the barrier. Forget about that. I never would have solved that on my own. I would have just abandoned it, but it was part of the Shroud quest line, so thankfully there was a walkthrough to get you through that. So
that or you must click 3 note pieces of paper that are on the ground in order to drop a barrier.
Those are interesting.
Those are extremely annoying.
But probably the most frustrating one was the one where If you didn't know that you had to wait for the sun 24
Oh,
hours to come to a
yes.
specific peak in order for a chest to appear so you could continue, you would go up there
For the
infinitely
Oracle lens.
looking for something that was time related. And if again you didn't look it up and know you had to sit up there, and of course you've got to be up there at an exact time of day in order to do that. That was probably the most frustrating because sitting waiting an hour is
Well,
just
what about the Lin Ming Tang quest for Tower of the Shuttered Eye, where he only shows up like once a week
yeah, that's another
because
one.
it you have to go when it's like a full moon in game to
Yeah,
see him.
that's another one.
So it's one where it's like, wow, it's like you're
And
waiting
Tina says, "Yeah, I
lots of
did
time.
it. It was mostly trial and error. And if you miss it, that's right. If you realize it's there and you don't do it in a timely fashion and the sun ticks away, well, you're out of there waiting another hour.
Yeah,
And
but
most
but
common
one is
scenario,
like a week, and the other one is an
yeah,
hour.
the most common scenario in that hour one is you like, okay, so I got to come back in an hour. Let's go do something. And then you
Yeah,
wind up going doing something that just
4 hours
get
later.
totally distracted. And 4 hours later, and you come back and then you realize you've still got 45 minutes to wait again. And you go, screw this
Yep.
noise. I'll do it tomorrow. In which case, more likely than not, the vicious cycle begins all over again unless you're actually
Yes.
willing to stand there for the entirety of the hour waiting for it. So, yeah, this happens with many, many, many quests. Um, some of them, like there's the one, uh, I forget where it is, where you have to take the blocks and put them in a certain position on a pole to open the gate. That one wasn't too tough, but again, if you got CRS syndrome, like a few people we know, I couldn't tell you what those are today. I would have to go look those up again. At one point, I could have just walked in and then shuffled them into place and walked right through the gate. Today, um, yes, Shroud could be so good. Sigh.
Could.
Yes,
Could. Um,
because 56 gold
well,
and some arrows just ain't worth the hours worth of time you put in to figure out the solution to those puzzles.
I mean, part of that is because the the team went with, we're going to design all these systems and get them to, okay, here's a functioning prototype. We're going to come polish that later, and we're going to finish that off later. Instead
That's
of,
one,
we are
yes.
going to do this one system completely, we're going to get everything perfect. So it's one where it's like, what does the game do really well
Now, let me see if I can
versus
open that up.
what can be done in the game? There's a lot that can be done, but the hard part is what can be done well.
Yeah. On this note, I'm going to drop this in here. And I'm going to drop in another thread as well because I think both you and I have to question this thread as well as many others. But let's go to this one because this is directly related.
Wait.
Coming in Discord now.
Okay.
This one is
Okay.
directly related to the one that we are talking about right now. And again, I believe everybody would tend to agree with this. And then this next one, I got to cover today. I forgot to throw this in earlier. So let's just jump to this one first.
Some tooltips are horribly ambiguous. For example, Frost 2 wants you to know I've been here for every day for about 7 years and am really, really tired of guessing
really tired.
what mini tooltips actually mean. I disable all the tooltips. We
Yeah,
rely
same
on
here.
this tooltip information to make informative decisions about any specific skills before we spend millions upon millions of millions
Yeah.
of hard-earned XP only to find out what
that
is
Jeff Bezos?
practically, $1 million.
Yeah. Have you seen the memes comparing him to Dr. Evil?
Who?
Jeff Bezos to Dr. Evil?
Oh, I think Dr.
Dr. Evil
Evil's.
wants millions of dollars. Jeff Bezos has millions of dollars. Dr. Evil has a moon base. Jeff Bezos wants a moon base. And then both have a phallic looking rocket ship.
No, I have not seen that meme.
Anyway,
Only
moving
to
right
find
along.
out what is practically worthless after the XP investment. For example, the Earth Tree has an innate called Sympathy of Stone, which is a prime example. Sympathy of Stone is the Earth magic innate skill, which increases damage avoidance and max damage. Duh. Grandmaster, not training. The skill will not gain any experience. It has plus 12.9 maximum damage resistance and plus 3.2 damage avoidance.
Okay,
The
so what's his
tooltip
problem?
says increases damage avoidance, and my current level set. It also says plus 3.2 damage avoidance. Plus 3.2 what? It's not 3.2%. So what does 3.2 mean exactly?
3.2 points. I don't see what's ambiguous about that. It's pretty self-explanatory.
What we need is the math to do our own calculations on how much it will affect us in actual combat, or better yet, a tooltip that will actually know what to expect in terms of avoiding damage with any kind of particular build. I can't be the only one who's quite frustrated with the so-called tooltips.
And Vesper says exactly what I just said.
Oh yes, there's lots of tooltips that are messed up, but that, however, isn't one of them. VA is a
Although,
hard number, not a percent ever. It gives you 3.2 damage
damage
avoidance.
avoidance. Yes, on top of that. And although at 200 bits pushing us over the edge
Oh,
for the next game of marbles, and he might have actually just triggered something. I don't know if it actually triggered something or not.
maybe. Well, maybe, but
Can you all
it should
tell what
have
he just triggered? No,
a
it
game of
wasn't a game
marbles.
of marbles. Yeah, no, it wasn't a
A
game of
quote by
marbles.
Lazarus Long.
Well, that
So,
too. But there's a new feature we have if you go out on the stream page and scroll down. I don't know if you actually have to use it or whether just donating 200 bits will actually do that for us. But yes, that
well,
does get a quote. And it's going to be a quick quote because we are short on time.
so
And that
I
quote,
was going to say that damage avoidance, you can see not just by the as Econdis says /stats, but by bringing up your character sheet and looking at avoid damage avoidance 3 on my screen, which
this gets
increases the
into,
character's chance of receiving a glancing blow that inflicts only a 1/3 damage.
yes.
Although
So anyway,
it doesn't have the decimal point at all here.
quotes from Lazarus Long: kiss all the girls you want to. It beats the hell out of card games. Quotes from Lazarus Long.
And Waldo needs a quote from A Deep Thought by Jack Handy.
So did you all notice any change with 200 bits there just for a few seconds by any chance? Did any of you notice what that was?
I did not, because I'm not watching.
Oh, you wouldn't, yes.
Let's see. Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Oh, come on. Come on. Don't
Come
let
on,
the
you're
damn
supposed to have this
video.
preloaded.
Shh. I just want to see. It's scrolling. Fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I wanted this one.
And
Deep
very,
Thoughts by Jack
very
Handy. Oh, fuck. That one doesn't work either.
interestingly enough, you don't even show as being live on the Shroud page. I don't know why that
What?
is. Yeah.
What?
Does not show you as live, only shows me as live.
Fucking slobs.
All right, come on. We've run out of time here. You've killed 2 minutes waiting for this thing to load.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Okay. One thing kids like is to be tricked. For instance, I was going to take my nephew to Disneyland instead. I drove him to an old burned out warehouse. Oh no, I said. Disneyland burned down. He cried and cried, but I think deep down, he thought it was a pretty good joke. I started to drive over to the real Disneyland, but it was getting pretty late. Jack
Oh,
Handy.
oh.
Jack Handy's an ass. Oh, 200 bits changed Laz's gender? Is that what it was?
No, no, no.
No,
I'll tell you about it once we get this game of marbles started.
Okay. Bringing up a random game of marbles. We can count that down in 3, 2, 1. Start.
Yes,
It means you do need to join in on both sides.
yes,
And
indeed.
the funny part is like that 3, 2, 1 was the everything loading on my screen.
Oh, so everybody's still got to type in play because nobody's in.
That's
Again.
right.
But if you go to the NBNN Twitch page and scroll down, you will see a new panel down there, which allows you to control the streamer's voice in real time. That's right. You will be able to take control for a short period of time by donating bits. That's right.
Sweet.
And currently I have it set up so, where is it? That didn't go where I wanted it to, but I will tell you what they are here in this plugin. For 50 bits, you'll get some cave background sound or cave sound. For 100 bits, you'll hear magical chords, and for 200 bits, you'll hear the dark angel voice for 15 seconds. And again, I
Yay.
don't know if you actually have to go into that panel to trigger that or not. I just assumed that bits would trigger it, but 50 bits was the minimum to trigger the first voice. If anybody wants to test that out, well,
Hey man,
click on the
you
link
just need to
below.
contribute 666 bits on my page because then I do an Alex Jones impression.
As we rim the purple hole on twists and
So
turns,
we are rimming the blue hole on the endurance test,
and
which is
Fionn, first one
a
out.
very linear map. I think the endurance is can you stay awake watching this map? That's the endurance test. Are you able to stay awake?
But real quickly, load up that other topic I put in there because we're just gonna hit this real quick before we get out of here. Now, I guess we'll save it for tomorrow. We don't have time to hit this today.
We do not have time for that
But
today.
you're going to laugh your ass off if you're not already laughing your ass off at.
I looked at the title and I laughed my ass off.
Well, yeah, you continue to reading, and then I'm going to wait for you to really laugh your ass off.
Yeah.
I don't know what game he's playing, but he's not playing this game. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He'll try and lead with this tomorrow before we go out to the time tunnel. The Fiona one looks like she's running away with it. So at the end of this race, end of the show, it's going to be not one, not two, but now three total giveaways here. And Fiona in for the win right here in the game of marbles.
Well, the endurance test is still enduring as people are watching this long map of no joy. And it looks like there is going to be a victor. And that victor says, "Send me all your scrolls. All your scrolls belong to me. Because I was victorious. And I led that map from start to finish. Send me all your scrolls." Yes, and that 120 frames per second really is. What game were you playing?
Shh. He's not playing this game. I know that, but we'll tell you all a bit about this and more tomorrow, right here on NBNN. But we're gonna wrap things up for today. We're gonna go ahead and pull the final giveaways. I'm gonna be pulling 3 names from the list today. So listen for your name. You might be a wiener. You might not be a wiener.
I will say that Box Try is receiving himself a copy of Hyperdrive Massacre.
That's right. And I'm not going to announce those games either because I don't have time to do all that. So I will pull those keys and give those out right after the game. So our first winner today is the Maynard. Congratulations, the Maynard. Our second winner is Fiona Wildmane. And our third winner is Deb Losick. Congratulations, you three. And you will be receiving mystery game keys here in just a few minutes. Thanks for all your support.
Hyperdrive Massacre is $9.99 on Steam.
Very
but it
good.
is time for us to get out of here.
That's right. We'll be back with more tomorrow, including a trip to the time tunnel right here on NBNN. So you don't want to miss checking out some of the latest new tech. Until then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.